Andrew Mountbatten Windsor was arrested and charged with misconduct in public office, turning his former state duties into legal evidence. Monarchy measures status in floor space. The 30 rooms of Royal Lodge have been traded for the 5 bedrooms of Marsh Farm. In 1892, Andrew is being reclassified from a representative of the sovereign to a potential flight risk. His world has shrunk to the perimeter of a suburban garden. The next decision rests with the Home Secretary, but for now, the gates at Marsh Farm remain closed. Juan Alessi, the Palm Beach estate manager, identified the Blue Room as Andrew's suite. It sat at the house's center. Alessi's logs recorded several massages daily in this specific wing. Staff testimony places visitors in these hallways throughout the prince's multi-week stays. For Andrew, this evidence converts his 2019 denial into a legal vulnerability. The Marburg files prove the institution cannot forever bury its own history. Those documents eventually exposed Edward VIII's wartime correspondence. They established that royal privacy ends where state security begins. Andrew's files are now following this trajectory. They have moved from the protection of the palace to the desk of the Crown Prosecution Service. The brothers have not spoken since May 12th. Communication now arrives as a sequence of legal timestamps filtered through solicitors. Charles has signaled quiet consent for the government to begin removing Andrew from the line of succession. This move requires synchronized legislative action across 14 Commonwealth realms. For Andrew, a status defined by birth is being dismantled by parliaments in Ottawa and Canberra. His identity is now a debate for lawmakers he has never met. Buckingham Palace has pledged full cooperation with the Thames Valley police inquiry. This statement ends a decade of internal protection. Andrew faces upcoming depositions without the buffer of the royal household. The institutional defense has been withdrawn. The next signature to alter his life will not come from his brother, but from a foreign legislature. Spencer Coven sits before a monitor displaying 3 million pages of digitized evidence from the U.S. Department of Justice. The name Windsor appears 12,000 times in the search results. Coven's task is the synchronization of timestamps. He is cross-referencing Andrew's flight manifests with the handwritten entry logs of the Palm Beach mansion. This data creates a minute-by-minute overlay, placing the prince in specific corridors at the exact moments specific minors were logged into the house. These records do not rely on Andrew's memory. They document where a body was positioned at 4 p.m. on a Tuesday in March. The final tranche of these files is currently being uploaded to the public server for the Crown Prosecution Service to access. The progress bar on the screen is at 98%. The 2022 settlement with Virginia Giuffre avoided a deposition but placed royal ledgers under a microscope. The Public Accounts Committee is now calculating maintenance costs for Royal Lodge against the sovereign grant. For Andrew, losing his military titles was a removal of status. This audit removes his final resource. He retains a prince's overhead without the state income to sustain it. On Tuesday, the National Audit Office will submit the finalized sovereign grant report to the Treasury. This document details the public money spent on non-working royals. It forces a decision the king has avoided: whether to use the Duchy of Lancaster's private wealth to cover his brother's debts. The ledger remains open. Should the king use private wealth to shield a brother who no longer serves the state? Share your thoughts below and subscribe to follow the paper trail.